channel. My name is Selene and I'm here to talk all things fibre arts and knitting and crochet and everything like that. If I seem a little bit like low energy or like just tired, if I seem a little low energy or a little bit tired or anything like that, it's because I went on a hike today and I came back and I was like, I'm ready for a nap, but I have to film this video. So we're here. Also, I haven't uploaded my stash tour plans video yet because I'm still editing it. It'll come up after go out after this video. I'll upload it after this video. I think this one will just be a little bit faster, so that's the plan. And the reason it hasn't come out yet is because I've been very focused on a project, which we'll get to. So first, we're going to talk about finished objects. I have two actually, which is very exciting. The first one is my socks. Like fish, hold them like fish. That is upside down. My socks. I had finished the first sock in like March, and then I started the second sock but didn't work on it until like April, like properly, because I was traveling home and then coming back. And then when I didn't finish it when I was at home, the second sock, so I had to finish it when I came back here. But now I have two socks, which is very cute. So I have two yarns. This main colour is the Patonyle Artistry 4-ply sock in neutral mix, and then the contrast brown, which is the cuff, heel and toe, is the Walk Collection Tough Sock in Gaia, which was a mini. Yeah. And one is shorter than the other, one is shorter than the other because I think, it's not in the foot, is it? Did I mess up? Oh well, anyway. My other thing is that the second sock I did, I don't think I'll be able to show you the second sock. You might be able to help me, unless I have to re-knit the sock and then I might cry. Is the first sock, when you put it on and you slip, like it fits, it's fine, it's perfect, it fits. I'm just gonna put it on my hand. Specifically, the bit where the heel, where you join the foot, the gusset part to the heel section you did, that is nice, still nice and stretchy for the foot. On my second one, it's not very stretchy, and I like put it on. It's, yeah, I don't know how to show you this. I can just feel it. It gets so tight around here, and when I actually put it on my feet, literally, it's like cutting off circulation of my feet. I'm like, so do I have to re-knit that bit and just be a lot looser with that rejoined row, like knit really loosely, or like what did I do wrong, basically? And then I tried to like unpick my sew-in, but then I realized I was actually just undoing the row because the yarn. Anyway, it became a mess, and I was like, so I don't know if I can fix it blocking or what, because I haven't blocked these. I don't have sock blockers, but I made them, so I'm happy with that. That was finished object number one. I try and have like a small and a big project going at all times, because a small portable project. So my second one became a bandana. This is very cute. Am I holding it the right way? I am. There's like this ridged detail. This is based off of a bandana that I saw on Ravelry, but it was a paid pattern, and I was like, I don't want to pay for a pattern for a bandana. And I say based because the one that I based on had also this like scallop stitch inside the bandana as well as like as an edge, but I didn't really like that. I found it just kind of like made the bandana too big. So this just has the border, and this is not blocked, this is just loosey goosey again, ties. But I think it's really cute. And this yarn is the Hobbii Cotton 87 by Pica. I think that's how you say it. I have like the teeniest tiniest amount left. This was the shade 27, which I think is Pistachio. So it's basically like a DK weight cotton, but it was really nice. It's nice and soft. It's a bandana. It's cute. I like to have some. I have a lot of Hobbii yarn because I bought it a while ago. Do I want to be buying any now? No, because of their statements that they've made regarding AI and their use of AI, and it's not something that I support. So I will not be buying any more Hobbii yarn, which also kind of sucks because I had a project with Hobbii yarn that I was going to buy yarn for here, but because it was like certain colours that I wanted that they had, and then I was like, well, can't do that anymore, so oh well. What am I going to do? So you will see some Hobbii yarn coming up in my works in progress because I bought it last year, I think. Yeah, like beginning of, not beginning, like this time last year-ish, like June. But yeah, I do not support their use of AI, just so everyone knows. I do not support any AI, any generative AI. There is at least cases. Anyway, that's all of my, I feel like I'm in the shade. Anyway, that is all of my finished objects, my two finished objects. So let's start talking about my work in progress. Okay, my works in progress. I have been pretty, I say monogamous, I have been trying to keep it to 2 projects on the go at a time, like only 2. One big, one small. Do I have a 3rd whip? Yes. But it's, we'll get to it. It's not the right time for me. Well, it's not what I want to be working on right now. So, let's start with the big one first. I feel like that's more exciting. The first one, the big one, is I am making, I think this might be easier to show you like this, a crochet hexagon shirt for my roommate. He's also my friend. So this is one side of it. That's actually the back. Excuse me. Don't close that. It's the same on the front as well. This was huge on me. Anyway, so it's a crochet shirt, crochet hexagon shirt. One of the ones that you, obviously it's not square, it's not a hexagon, it's not even on all sides. I extended because he wanted more length than arm, so I had to extend it. I think it looks pretty cute. I'm gonna sew obviously the top up with blue. I'm gonna do a border of blue on the sleeve and on the bottom, and then there will be a button band. So yeah, and then there'll be a button band with buttons potentially. Kind of gets to this. Well, I'll do it without the button band first, I think, and then if he wants it, if he actually wants buttons. He was like, "Can you just not attach buttons like this?" I was like, "They're not stable enough. Like I have to do almost like a stiffer stitch." He was like, "Ah." I was like, "Yeah." So that's one half. So I've done the first half pretty much, other than like obviously any of the sewing, and I'm actively working on the second one. I've done the main body and sleeves and everything. I am up to, oh my god, hello, here it is. I am up to, I've literally just started right here the extension for the front to make it wider. So that's that one. I'm basing this off of I'm trying to remember the pattern name, but I can't remember. It's basically a crochet hexagon shirt. I'll put a picture here of the pattern that I'm kind of basing it off. Or like the vibe is also like the Relaxagon shirt by Caroline Zuschlag, something like that. But this one was a free pattern with the Caroline, the Relaxagon's a paid pattern. So that, and then I started making that one, and then kind of was like, he tried on one half and it was too small, and I was like, this is meant to be his measurements. So then he was like, I want it to look like this, and I want it to be like this big, and I want it to be a bit more oversized, blah, blah, blah. So I took all those measurements, and I took my gauge that I had, and I mathed it out. So hopefully this fits him. It will. It'll fit him. So I have the yarns. These are the Hobbii yarns I was talking about. So I have a cone of Cotton Kings Cone 500. You can see how much I've used by like how much this cone does a bit. 8x4. So this is 4-ply fingering weight yarn in, that's like coconut or milk. What does it say? Just says colour 2, whichever that one is. Coconut or milk. But it's white basically. And this is actually it doesn't feel soft in the cone, but when I'm working with it, it is really it's quite soft. So I'm happy with that. And the other yarn I'm using, the blue is also from Hobbii. This is the Hobbii Daily Stitch Cotton, which is 100% cotton. That's the little ball band. This is the shade color 21, which is Admiral Blue. Connor sent me a video of what he wanted. He was like, oh, I like these colors, I like this shirt. And so then I was like trying to find colors, and Hobbii, and I wanted to buy from Hobbii at the time because I was going to buy a cone from there. I was like, it's just easier than also buy the matching color. But I also didn't know how much yarn to buy because I was like, I don't have a pattern. I'm just like vibing it, do you know what I mean? So I bought 4 of these. They're 50-gram balls. I used like 1.5 for this. And this is the second ball. This is sorry, my third ball. It's my second I've attached for this side. So I'll have one left over. Because I brought all 4 here, which is fine. I might even have some of this one left over. But that's fine. Like, it's 4-ply, fingering weight cotton. I can tell you actually how many meters it is. 170 meters. So I could probably make like another bandana style. Bandana style. A bandana or something, or with like a fingering weight, or I can just sit in my stash for a little bit, or I can give it to someone who wants to learn how to crochet or to knit or whatever, you know. Because it was quite affordable. It was relatively affordable. I actually don't even remember how much it cost. I just bought it. And like I bought a cone because I was like, I don't know how much yarn I'm gonna need, but I'm probably not gonna need more than a cone, especially if I'm adding a colour. And I haven't so far, so. Also, I forgot to say this pattern also has a collar with it. So it will have like a floppy collar. So yeah. Is that everything I have to say? I hope so. So yeah, my goal is, I'm hoping to have this project done by the end of June. It is the 21st today. Father's Day in Canada and the UK. Not in Australia, but here in Canada. So I sent my dad a message. I was like, happy Father's Day. I was supposed to say happy birthday. Happy Father's Day from Canada. He was like, thanks. I was just like, he'll also get a happy birthday in, he'll also get a happy birthday in, what is it? In September, because Australian Father's Day is the first Sunday of September. So, yeah. But I'm pretty happy, like, now that, because I started making it and then Connor was like, I don't love it. He was like, let's work together on making something that I'll actually like, because I want you to make something that I'm actually going to wear, so that it doesn't just basically go to waste. And I was like, yeah, of course. So that is what I've been working on actively, especially if I feel like I'm sorry, my knees out. Especially if I'm like at home, hanging out, watching TV, that kind of thing. So it's my at-home project. Especially when it's attached to the cone, it's a lot harder to transport. When it's the little balls of blue, it's a lot easier, but when it's attached to a cone, I can't really transport it. My thing as well I forgot to do is I forgot to weigh this before I started using it. So I don't know how much yarn I'm going to have left at the end. If it doesn't look like a lot, I'm probably going to just ball it up instead of keeping it on the cone. But I don't have that much to go, and I do have a decent chunk left, so I'm feeling pretty good about all that. So yeah, that is work in progress 1. On to 2. My second work in progress is a second pair of socks. Very exciting. I made one. I brought with me to Canada from Australia 4 skeins of sock yarn, and I like hadn't even finished my first pair, and I'm like, apparently I'm going to be knitting 5 pairs of socks this year. Yep, we'll see. I'm not doing too badly, I will say. I have a lot of time to knit at work on Monday specifically, because I am working, like I'm in a warehouse on a Monday morning, and it's pretty quiet. Not much happens on a Monday, and I'm only in there for like half a day. So I can, and it's like 9ish till 1ish. That's a decent chunk. Not that I'm only knitting during that time, but I get a decent amount of knitting done, especially on socks. So I'm knitting a pair of socks. Ta-da! This is the top down ribbed sock. So it's the basic rib sock by someone. Don't ask me who. I'll put a picture, or I'll put the name. I'll do something. You'll see it. I'll put a picture, maybe, and the name, both. Crazy. It's a rib sock. 3x1 rib. And right now I'm actually with a row on the heel flap. However, this heel flap is a little bit different to the one I've done on this sock, because this sock you do like essentially kind of like a double knit, not double knit, but like you do one row, you knit every other stitch and then slip the stitch with the yarn somewhere, and then purl the opposite stitches, so it takes you 2 rows to do 1 row, if that makes sense. This is like stockinette. Like you knit 1 row, then you purl 1 row, then you knit one, like, and you only slip the first stitch, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, or if it's literally just a, oh my god, my hair's crazy, or if it's literally just a stockinette heel. Like, it's fine. This is also my first time doing it on my 9-inch circulars. So I use 9-inch circulars. I've tried magic loop. I think just my needles I have are not, like, the cable is too stiff, so they're not very good for socks. These are Xiaogus, and so I think if I got Xiaogu, I feel like my voice just went crazy, but I feel like I got Xiaogu needles for socks, magic loop, I'd have a better time with it. But I've been really enjoying my 9-inch circulars. Water break. Oh, and I'm almost finished. I have finished. Good thing I've got water next to me for the water I took on my hike. Do we like my sticker? It is a platypus. Yeah, so I'm doing the, I don't know if you want to see, I literally am halfway through the flap at the moment. I'm literally halfway through. So I'm doing the flap, and then this yarn is, I did take the ball band out. It's so pretty. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this colour properly, but it's stunning. It is the Athena Romulus sock in Lilly season. I bought this at Bendigo, Sheep and Wool Show. And I just kept picking it up in different bases that this person had, and I was just like, I feel so nice. And then I bought it. I was like, I want this. It's so pretty. I was like, I'll knit socks. I'm gonna learn to knit socks. I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna knit socks. And on that same trip, I had bought this main color, because I was like, it's like more of a commercial yarn. It's still expensive, but it's more of a commercial yarn, so I didn't mind if I fucked it up. Whereas this one, I'm like, I hope it works out because I really like this yarn. And talking about fibre arts, we also get to talk about sewing. This is my little project bag it's in, and I made it. Oh, very proud of myself. That was very Australian. I'm very proud of myself. It's called a Japanese square bag, and this is a small size, and it's like using like fat quarters, I think that's what they're called. Basically 2 of those, and then you cut them, so you make a square, but you also cut 2 handles out of it, out of the fabric, and then you sew it. Then you sew squares together, and then you fold it so that you make little gussets. You sew those, and then you sew down, so it's like triangles. You sew the little corners, and then you sew the little gusset down that you've formed on the inside. This is a free pattern, and then and then you attach the handles, and I reinforced my little things on them. Anyways, this has just been my little sock bag. It's working very well because it's small. Oh, you could definitely fit, it's definitely big enough to fit more than just a sock. You could definitely fit like a 2 skein project in here, but it is also just like a little bag. But there is the pattern that I followed, it has a large size as well. So I think that's meant to be more for groceries. This is just meant to be a little carry bag, but it's very cute and works very well for my socks. And I also really love this fabric because it's got little, how can I show? Yeah, it's like little sewing lines on it. I thought that was really cute. Anyway, it was one of the projects that I tried to do while I was at home, which I managed to finish. That was like the only one I did not finish, like half the other projects that I actually wanted to do. But I will. I'll survive. I'll be going back home eventually, and I can do them then. So that's my 2 whips, my 2 main whips. I have crochet hexagon shirt and my socks. That's the first sock, so I've done the leg and I'm on the heel. Blah blah blah. And then like this again. And then I have one hibernating whip, which will probably hibernate for a while. You should probably know about, is my balloon cardigan. Now, before I left, actually, did I ever tell you about I didn't, I forgot about a finished object. I'll show you, I talked about my needle. There's no needle in it, because I finished the body before I left for Australia. Very exciting. I haven't woven in any ends. I haven't looked at this basically since I finished it. This is the back. I don't know if I can show you nicely. Let me faffing with it. Ta-da! This is really bad. I'm just leaning back so you can't actually see the bottom of it. Anyway. Ta-da! It's just a body. Well, and a button band. Can't forget that. A body with a button band. And collar, essentially. So I finished the body before I left yeah, as I said, before I left for Australia. And then, but I finished it with like a decent amount of time. What is my show doing? A decent amount of time that I actually finished another project before I left, which I will get up and I will show you. But after I show you this. So the balloon cardigan by Patonyle. It's a cute cardigan. This, I feel like it, like from the armhole, that like this feels really cropped. I don't know, but like, you know, I can put it on now. I don't think it is actually. Well, I did want it cropped. I don't know. Oh yeah, no, that's good. I did want it cropped when I. A little vest. Ooh, I feel like I've done my line up a bit tight, but that's fine. Where's the buttonholes again? I forgot the buttonholes really start really low, but whatever. I remember in my last video I was talking so much, I was like, I don't know if I like how low the buttons are, blah blah, and I looked at a bunch of people's projects on Ravelry, and half the people had buttonholes in a higher spot, half the people had buttonholes in a lower spot, and I was like, well, I already have to put buttons in. I want to, because the buttons are really cute, but it's also like, I could then, if I want to use those buttons on something else, I could, because they're cute. Or I can just leave them on this cardigan. Let me see if I can. Here's my shirt, here's my shorts. My belly button's just here. See if I can. I feel like this is not gonna work. Hello. Tuck my shirt up and under. And then this is the length. I feel like it's a good length. I wanted it cropped anyway, so I'm fine with that. And then yeah, the buttons don't start until only 3 buttonholes apparently. Yeah, the buttons don't start till down here, which I feel like there's only 3 buttonholes. I feel like a 4th one up here would make so much more sense. 1, 2, and 3. There is a 4th buttonhole, I forgot. It's just right at the bottom, which I think looks really silly, but it's fine. But it's cute. I don't mind. This hasn't been blocked either, is what I will say. This has not been blocked. So it might grow. It might grow in length, and it might grow in width, blah blah. Because my gauge was super rough when I was knitting this, because this yarn is actually, like, it's technically a DK weight, but it's really airy. But it's fine. It's really soft, and I'm very excited for it. And I'm excited for the balloon sleeve. My thing about the balloon sleeve is I have to measure it, because some people's balloon sleeve, I want a balloon sleeve that you can still see like the cuff. The cuff comes to like maybe like the edge of my thumb, like here. So it can come a bit higher so that I can pull it down and it'll balloon. But some people's balloon sleeves just cover the whole cuff, which I don't want. I want cuff. So I might have to like measure a jumper, like put a jumper on, see how long it is, like measure like a t-shirt or a long sleeve or a jumper or something, measure something, and then just see how long it is and see where it comes to on my hand, and then see how long the sleeve is that I'm knitting. But yeah, let me go get my let me finish my thoughts first. So this is basically a hibernating whip, because we're going into, we're in spring right now, going into, well, technically today is the first day of summer. It is the June 21st, which is the summer solstice. It is the longest day of the year here in Canada, here in the Northern Hemisphere, not just Canada, but here in the Northern Hemisphere. So we've just had the shortest day of the winter solstice down in Australia, Southern Hemisphere. Very exciting. So it's like over 16 hours of sun. It's crazy. Obviously, like, to people who live somewhere where there's midnight sun, Not that crazy. For me, crazy. And honestly, I was tempted to like wake up at like 4 a.m. or whatever, like whatever time the sun was meant to rise. It was like 4 something. Like wake up at 4 a.m. and watch the sunrise on the longest day and then watch the sunset. But I slept instead. Actually, that's not true. I did wake up at like 6:37 in the morning and then lay in bed for a while. But yeah, so that's hibernating until probably, I have 2 other big projects I want to finish before the balloon cardigan, but I think they're going to take me a little bit longer than a month, like the crochet hexagon shirt, because I'm very fast. It's a very fast project and I'm quick at crochet, whereas knitting takes me longer because I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I actually had a friend who was like, oh, I want to learn to knit, sorry. And I was like, let me teach you, let's do it with me, be my friend. But yeah, so it'll probably, so I'm thinking of, so I'll hibernate for a little bit. But, so I might talk about my plans after I go grab my other finished object that I completely forgot about to tell you guys about. Okay, I shall be back. Okay. And my last whip, my final finished object, my thing that I'm going to show you is, it's a tapestry. See if my edge wants to roll. So this is the botanical wall hanger. It was a pattern on Etsy that I found and bought, and it was very cute. And I was going to do different colours because the pattern listing is like green and white, but then I found these colours and they were very cute, so I did them. This is what the back looks like. Pretty cute. I carried yarn for most of the small sections. And then I got, oh my god. When I got a bit bigger, like these bits here, and right at the start, I was not carrying. And then this is a piece of dowel that I just wove the yarn through. And it hangs up in my room on my wall. It's very cute. So I don't even remember, I definitely showed you guys this at some point, but I don't remember when. But yeah, this is also just a dowel from Michael's that was a lot longer, and then I had to cut, so I didn't do a very good job. Don't look so close. So I think I really just like scored around it and broke it. And I have more dowel in my room, so I was like, well, I can make another tapestry. But I have no plans for one. But yeah, look how cute it is. I finished it literally like the day before I left for Australia. And this pattern, the pattern listing does have tassels on the bottom. I don't really want tassels. It also called for 1 ball of the green and 2 of the white. And I was like, why do you need 2 of the white? And I was like, you need 2 of the white for the tassels. Didn't even use up all of my green and my white. So now I just have like a full ball of this yarn, which is the Lion Brand's the Cottony one, which is the one in collaboration with Tom Daley, in the shades Olive Twist and Lychee White. And the colour's really nice. The yarn's really nice and soft. It's cotton acrylic blend, but it's quite good, and it's good for a tapestry. I have been tempted to put like felt on the back, like glue felt on, especially to keep these edges from rolling, because I did steam this. I got the iron out. Very fun. But it's on my wall now, so oh well. That's very cute. And that's my final 3 whips, 3 works, and 3 final objects. Well, I forgot about, but it's fine. But yeah, that's all of my projects and things I can show you. So now let's talk about some future plans. So future plans. I didn't grab any of the yarn out to show you, so I'm just gonna have to like put photos in of everything I'm talking about. That's fine. So next on my like queue of things I want to make is either the cloud top or the ivy top by Patonyle. One of the two. One of her 2 like summer kind of vest top things. I want to make one of those. I don't remember which one I chose. But yeah, one of them. In the Lion brand Trabu yarn, the shade Mauve. I brought it with me. I think the pattern is technically a DK weight pattern. However, you hold 2 fingering weight yarns together. So we'll see how I go with my DK weight yarn. And then, so that's first, because it's coming up to summer, kind of want some cute tops, thought that'd be nice. Don't think it's going to take me too long, hopefully, fingers crossed. But that's part of it. And it's also because I want to use that yarn to make another, if I have enough left over, to make another thing. Do you know what I mean? Make another top. But I don't have all of that yarn with me here. I only brought enough to make one of the tops. Because I'm trying to be smart about what I bring so that I don't overwhelm myself with all the plans that I have. Because I have a lot of plans. Because I want to use up my stash. Which you'll know in my next video. Because I will edit my stash plans and stash store video after this. It might take me another month. Who knows. So yeah, so that's the plan. 1, 2, second, next, third, what? The second thing I want to make. These are the big projects as well. The second thing I want to make is See My Vest Worsted by Emily something, which is a free pattern. Using, I have its loops and threads facets. I think it's facets. In slate, which is like a blue, white, grey, sparkly mix acrylic yarn, which is a vest. And I thought, so I want to make the I think it's the ivory top. I think I decided on the ivory top over the cloud top, or it's the other way around, whichever one I decided. I decided on one of them. I'm giving myself. I'm saying it's going to take me like 6 weeks, a month and a half to complete after I finish my crochet top. 6 weeks, so that's July into August. And then I'm going to say that vest, the knit vest, it's the worsted weight yarn vest, which is just, you know, front, back, details, done. Also 6 weeks. Big yarn, bigger needle. So that'll be, you know, mid-August into September. And then in October, when it gets a bit cooler, my balloon cardigan I want to finish, and any other like accessories. Which for my balloon cardigan it's just 2 sleeves. And then weaving the ends, and then it's done, technically. So I don't think that's going to take me more than a month, knitting 2 sleeves. And the thing about the 2 sleeves is because it's a balloon cardigan, you just knit a tube until the cuff. Like, it's just, like, it won't be that bad. I think I actually might have too many. I might have to taper it a little bit, just because I think I have too many stitches, and I think I'm going to. So, like, pick up stitches and then decrease the first couple rows, and then like, knit the tube, and then decrease again for the balloon to make the balloon effect, and the cuff, and things like that. That's the plan. So I don't think that's going to take me very long. Do you know what I mean? That's just in the round, which finally in the round knitting. It's going to be so nice. But yeah, that for October. Also, because I want to travel in October, I have a plan to be traveling in October for like 2-ish weeks, I think. I haven't decided that. I haven't actually planned that much of it, it's just the plan is to go somewhere. And then November will probably be any accessories that I want, that I haven't made. So like I'll get into like some of the small things I want to make. And then either November or December, but definitely December I will start, is knitting the Skier Later Sweater by Shalia Thompson, something like that. And that I'm like, okay, well, it's got to be done. I'm giving myself, yeah, like December, January, February, March, like 4 months to knit a full sweater with a colourwork motif in the yoke and on the like sleeves and stuff. Is the plan for that. So I think that's enough time. I mean, for that. So they're all like my big projects, and then small projects. I have obviously a pair of socks that I'm trying to finish. So I want to finish these socks. I'm not giving myself like a timeline. So there's this socks I want to finish. I have again 3 more sock yarns that I want to use, but I also might start, instead of doing socks, doing 5 socks in a row, might break it up because I have I already made a bandana. So I did socks and then bandana. And then second neck socks, and then I have a neck scarf thing that I want to make. So that might be next, even though it's not really the weather for it. I want to make it because I want to wear it when it gets cold, so it'd be nice to do it now. And that's pretty easy to take places. That, and then maybe another pair of socks. And then I have a beanie that I want to knit, and I also have, if I like finish all of my socks and all of my accessory knitting and all of my garment knitting, like everything, if I finish everything, I have, oh, that's not including, I want to knit a pillowcase. A crochet a pillowcase. So that might also be a thing. If I finish everything of that, I have this yarn that I want to knit I have the Paloma Pointel scarf in my queue, but I've also found like similar free patterns. So something where it's like a big triangle shawl scarf with the Pointel little eyelet design in it is, one of the things I want to make. So maybe at the end of like April, May next year, I want to do some traveling. So maybe that could be a good travel knit project for like buses and planes and trains and automobiles. That kind of thing. But yeah, so that's like all of my plans for this year into next year. Because I'm here for a season, it's seasonal, So yeah, they're plans. And then I go home, which is crazy. I don't have to, I suppose, but I am. I think kind of like, I was like, oh, I might stay for summer next year, and kind of was like, I will kill you. And I was like, okay. But yeah, that's the plan. Crazy, I know, but that's the plan. I think that's everything I had to say. 3 finished objects, and 3 whips. 1 hibernating, 2 actively being worked on. I'd say pretty good. Due to how tempted I am to already start my next knitting project, like my next big project I'm gonna do, and I'm like, no, you've got to finish this crochet shirt first. Especially because it's not for me, it's for someone else. And he's like, someone's already started, like, where's my shirt? I was like, but it's coming along. And every time he sees it, he's like, oh, what's that? And I was like, I wonder. It's very fun. But yeah. Thanks for listening to me ramble again. I hope everyone's having a very good day. Hope it's not too hot where a lot of people are. It's actually really nice up here. My hike was lovely today. Other than the fact that I almost died because it was like all uphill. Anyway, but when I got up there, it was very nice. It was very sunny, and warm, but there was a very nice cool wind, and I ate a pretzel. It was very good. We have like a Sunday market here, and there's a lady like who bakes and stuff, and she had 1 pretzel left, and I was like, I'm getting that pretzel, and it's gonna be my lunch, snack, because I was like, pretzel, bread, carbs, energy, salt, electrolytes. It was like, and then I got up to like where the bit that I was like gonna sit at, and I got up there and I sat down. I was like, I'm not really hungry. Like, I'll drink something. I'll try and eat my. I was sitting on a rock. It was great fun. I'll try and eat my pretzel. I ate like almost all of it, and then I was like, oh, I was hungry. And then I found where the picnic, because there was like a picture of like, oh, here's where the picnic table is. It was not where the picnic table was. No, the way the picture was, the picnic table was not where the picture was. So I had to go, I was like walked this extra bit after, and I was like, I'm gonna find a picnic table there. But it was fine. It was very nice. My whole, the walk was, yeah, weather was lovely. I almost got attacked by a grouse. That was very funny. I was walking, there was like there was like the actual path and then like a more direct route to go down. And so I was like, oh, I'll just take the more direct route because there's another person coming up the path. I was like, cool. And then there's just a bird coming out of the trees, and I was like, it's not a small baby bird, small little bird, like it's not cute. And I was like, that looks like a grouse. I was like, okay, I'm done on ground, and I'm walking back up, and then going the long way. But so I was fine. I saw a deer, that was cool. There was, we saw, before my hike, there was a bald eagle, like circling, and then went down and picked something up, and then there was a mum deer who like ran over and then scared the eagle away, and we're like, where's the baby? Did the baby get eaten? What happened? But it seemed fun, so it was very interesting. And I was just like, wow, nature's documentary, but like happening in front of us. This is crazy. It was very fun. I think that's my cue. Should go have a nap. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a lovely weekend, having a good week. 2 thumbs up from me. Okay, bye.